Welcome to the North East Football Show. We're in Newcastle this week, where I play walking football.
I've travelled to Blackwell Meadows, the soon-to-be home of Darlington Football Club. Coming up on this week's show, Steve speaks to Keith Gillespie about the latest craze, walking football. I travel to St James's Park for the Toast of the Tyne charity auction. I speak to Darlington manager Martin Gray down at Heritage Park.
So Keith, back in Newcastle again. It's almost your second home. You're here to play walking football this weekend. Have you ever played it?
No, know nothing about it, but it's for a great cause, the Sir Bobby Robson Foundation. So I was asked to come and play tomorrow, so it's not too energetic for me, so it suits me right down to the ground.
You can still play a bit, because obviously we watched you with joy, turning out for the Pavel Cernicek Cup back in July at Dunstan UTS. You can still turn it on when you want to.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm lucky. I'm still sort of pretty good shape. The legs aren't as fast as they used to be, but I can still get about the pitch. So, looking forward obviously to the game next month. The Man United against Newcastle for the Alan Shearer Foundation. So, that's going to be a great day, and again another great cause. Alan's
named his team. Any surprises in there? Obviously, you're player for Manchester and player manager for Manchester. Any surprises in Alan's team selection?
No, pretty much what I was expecting. Some great names in there. You just go through the whole lot of them, and great Newcastle players from the past. So it's going to be great for the fans, to see those players again, just putting on the black and white shirt. The team at the moment has got off to a pretty decent start. They're sitting in 4th place at the time of recording the show today, and Rafa has come in, and the Rafalution is well and truly underway. He's made some good signings. Have you been watching that with interest? I have, yeah. Obviously losing the first 2 games wasn't ideal, but it is a difficult league, especially when you get relegated, and especially when you're a big club like Newcastle, because everybody wants to beat you. So it was a tough start, but they backed that up with a few wins. The moves he's made in the transfer market has been absolutely fantastic. Getting the money for Wijnaldum, getting the money for Sissoko, it's been a great transfer window for them, and they've got great players in who. The club is there now to move forward and get back to the Premiership at the first time we ask him.
It looks as well as if he's got a player for each position, which is something that we've lacked greatly over the last few years. Is that important in the Championship?
Yeah, I think it is. Because there's so many games in that Championship. You're sort of playing Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday, and with injuries, suspensions, and so forth, it can be quite demanding. The squad they've probably got now is probably a stronger squad than what they had last year in the Premiership. So as I say, I think they're fully equipped now to bounce straight back.
Has it surprised you the turnaround with Mike Ashley? I suppose since Newcastle were relegated and they managed to persuade Rafa to stay, he seems to have given complete control to Rafa. How important is that?
Well, I don't think Rafa Benitez would be at Newcastle if he didn't have full control. He's managed all around the world at top clubs in the world, and when you're managing Newcastle, you need full control. So it's great to see that he has that. I think it was paramount that they kept Rafa Benitez. I think it shows what a big club Newcastle is, that he's prepared to manage in the Championship, because I think he realises what a club this is. That last game of the season, beating Tottenham, and the big turnout that day showed Rafa Benitez, how much the club means to the fans, and if things are going right, how the fans will get behind Rafa Benitez.
I can't interview you without asking you about that infamous night at St James's Park against Barcelona. What was it like to play in that game?
Oh, it's incredible. We're talking 19 years ago now. I don't know where those 19 years have gone, but just an incredible night. First Champions League game, and it's Barcelona, and if you want to play against one of the big clubs in the world and you want to have your best game, you're going to pick a club like Barcelona. So Tino was absolutely on fire that night, and fortunately I had a couple of assists for him as well. So you know, just looking back, the atmosphere that night, just everything to do with that night was absolutely amazing. You know, and you're playing against world stars like Figo and Rivaldo and Luis Enrique, you know, some top players. So to come out on top that night was a very special night.
Keith, great to see you, mate. Good luck with the walk in football.
Cheers.
Thanks again,
Steve. Cheers, mate.
Well, I'm here with Keith McSherry at Blue Flames, the organiser of the walk-in football tournament today. Keith, great turnout. My first time playing walk-in football as well. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Tell us a bit about your idea and how this event came to light.
Well, walking football's a sport that's grown over the last few years, and I think that the idea with tournaments and things is people are always winners at the end of it. We're all winners when we're playing walking football because it's a fitness and health idea that came from a few years ago for people that stopped playing football for one reason or another. It's aimed really at people over the age of 50, but I wanted today to create something that would introduce it to every age group, no matter whether it's children, mums, dads, grandmas, whatever. If they wanted to play, they could. And I thought by having a walk-in football day, it would give them an opportunity to play, but not to win something, just to win for themselves. And also with the fundraising for a charity, which is Cash for Kids at Metro Radio and TFM.
Tell us a little bit about the charity. Where does the money go to?
Well, it goes to disabled and disadvantaged children in any region where Cash for Kids is based, which is across England and Scotland on the Big City Network. And the patrons are Ant and Dec. We devised an idea where Ant would be red, Dec would be blue, or vice versa, and that was the idea behind today. So all the funding goes to children in whichever region Cash for Kids is established.
Now, just played my first game there. I mean, it's difficult sometimes to pick up rules straight away. Obviously, you had everybody in the room, you're telling people not everyone takes things in. How does it differ from five-a-side?
It's different in the fact that you can't run. That's the whole idea. Is it's a game where you can't run. The idea, because you can't run, it makes it accessible for everyone to play. It's like futsal, but with a little bit of a different flavour. There are rules with head height. Some pitches are laid out differently, so you might play corners and you might play off the boards. Usually 5 to a team, and 3 subs, which is 8, which gives you the chance for changeovers. The rules differ throughout the country, but we're hoping that the FA will put a rule in place which everyone can adhere to.
My nickname was Vinny on a Sunday morning for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
No physical contact in this either.
No physical contact whatsoever. Basically, people picking up injuries doing this is not what we want to see. No Vinnie Jones tricks.
We've seen a lot of sports in the Olympics recently, which a sport you don't normally see in everyday life. But I mean, something that this could possibly be pushed to bring in a wider.
Well, the FA have been quite supportive. We'd like to get more support with holding these events. But recently, Blue Flames themselves and myself included, we went to the House of Commons. We were nominated for the Mars Just Play Legacy Award, which we actually won, and we see that as a build for what we're doing for moving forward, and we're hoping that that's going to go from strength to strength. So for an Olympic sport in a few years, who knows? I'd love to see it. I don't see why it couldn't happen.
How can people get involved in the North East?
In the North East, we go to walkinfootballunited.com, or they can go to Blue Flames walkinfootballclub.co.uk, and we're on Facebook, we're on Twitter. They can find us on there, any questions they've got, or they can go to our website, which is, as I say, blueflameswalkinfootballclub.co.uk.
Great stuff. Good luck in the final. I know I'm keeping you from a game there, mate. I don't know what the score is. We better get away. Good luck.
Thanks, Steve.
Thanks for the invite.
Thank you.
Cheers. So with Keith now and Stephen Brown, who sponsored the tournament. Keith, come to you first. First time you've played walking football. How did you feel?
It's quite difficult because you just want to burst into a sprint at times. So the walking thing is quite difficult, but it's enjoyable. We've had 2 games now. We've lost 1 and we've drawn 1. So
good standard, though, isn't it?
it is actually. I mean, we need to win our next game if we've got a chance of getting through the next round. But it's all for Cash for Kids, which is the most important thing.
Stephen, you've sponsored it with Pavel's Gents Hairdressers, named after our good friend Pavel. Why did you get involved, and tell us a little bit about your involvement?
Well, the clue was in the name of the event. I've got no trouble walking. In fact, what Keith's saying, I'm struggling with running. So, like I say, walking's brilliant. The fund that we're raising for is brilliant. Cash for Kids. Just a great day for all involved.
Great stuff. And Do you think we're going to get through the next round?
Well, it depends on the strikers. I thought we had some ex-professionals on board, but obviously things have depreciated a lot. And I've been on me buttocks a few times. Just all got to get stuck in.
Great stuff. Keith, well
Cheers.
done, mate. Good luck.
Thanks, Steve.
Good luck, mate. Thanks very much.
Coming up after the break, I speak to Darlington manager Martin Gray.